When you sign a contract with a Hollywood attorney, they 5% of your contract for the duration. Now, because they picked up the phone, now their ass is in for 10%. Now, when they come in for 10%, then you want to go do the deal. They pick up their phone and call their favorite lawyer, who is their boy, who they work in conjunction. Steve, we got the guy that's going to cut your deal. You so busy being happy to be on TV, you say, okay, cool, because you don't have that lawyer normally. And now, right there, you 15% of your money gone. Now, if you real stupid, you got a manager. Now, he can be anywhere from 5 to 20%, depending on how you cut your deal with him. Now, you looking up at your money, man, and you could be out of anywhere from 15 to 25 to 30% of your money off the drip. Then the government, they want 40. Now you sitting up here, man, 70% of your money gone.
Hey, man, I got to give a big shout out to Uncle Steve Harvey, man. You know what I'm saying? He's not my real uncle, but you know what I mean. He broke that down in a way only somebody in the industry could actually tell you. Now, of course, he said, as far as Hollywood, I'm not in Hollywood. However, the music business works pretty much the exact same way, man. Y'all see the videos that I post on my page, man, and my channel. So this shouldn't be anything foreign to you, but I'm still going to talk about it. You feel me? So let's break that down. He says, when you get into Hollywood, or in this case, when you get into the music business, it's all the same, man. You know what I'm saying? You get these agents, you know what I mean? Or people that want to broker deals for you, you know what I'm saying? You done did all the hard work. He wants to step in, you know what I'm saying, and put his name on the paperwork. You know what I mean? Just to get his little cut, he gonna take 5% from you. Then he gonna call up his homeboy, his lawyer that he's in cahoots with. This happens to artists all the time, mostly by the lawyer, not so much as the agent. You know what I mean? In music, you might get a booking agent that's gonna help you start getting on the road. You know what I'm saying? That's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? But then you get some of these lawyers who really don't have your best interests at hand. They're already hired by the label. And next thing you know, they're gonna take 5 to 10% off top of what you're doing just for signing their name on it and saying that this is what you want to happen. They may not even overview the deal. They may not even negotiate the deal points that you really want. You thinking it's one thing, years down the line, you find out that it's not. I don't know if y'all know about Combat Jack, but you know, back in the day, Combat Jack used to be a entertainment lawyer. He was responsible for signing off on a lot of deals during the Bad Boy era, did a lot of great things in hip hop, but he signed off on Noriega's first deal and it was terrible. Nori got done absolutely dirty. You know what I mean? So they patched it up later in life, but he was like, for 10 years, man, I really wanted to see this dude and I probably would have knocked him out if I did. These types of things happen every day in the industry, man. Let's go through the rest of the breakdown. So he says in Hollywood, they get 5% to the agent, 5% to the attorney. Then he says, if you're really stupid, you got a manager, and they could be taking anywhere between 15 to 20% or 10 to 20% of your income streams. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm anti-manager. However, if y'all know my story, y'all know that I do everything myself. I used to have somebody that I was partnering with on a management level. That person went haywire, did some crazy stuff, man. We had to get that situation rectified. I've since then been on my own. You know what I'm saying? So for the past 2 years and some change, I've been completely managing myself. Everything that you guys see, if you think it's dope, if you think I'm making mistakes, if you like anything that I've done it myself. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. And I've had help with collaborators that I work with, but I haven't had any official business partner saying, hey, I think we should do this, we should do this, we should do this. And I'm cutting them off and breaking them off 10 to 20% of my earnings. It's not how it's going down. You know what I mean? Because I have enough know-how of what I've been doing up to this point. I intimately know all of my steps as far as my music is concerned. I handle everything from writing the song, creating the song, registering the song, making sure my copyrights is good, making sure my publishing is good, making sure my sync deals are good, making sure everything is intact. Then when it comes to promotion, I know you got to have 5 to 10 pieces of content if you're really trying to push a single that you really care about. You know what I'm saying? You want to give lead up time. to the publications if you're reaching out to them. You know what I'm saying? All of these things I'm already aware of. You got to have some type of connects with the blogs. You got to be able to get some performances lined up. For the artists out there, these are things that y'all got to start picking up on. You know what I mean? You can't just be freewheeling everything as you go. There's certain things that you have to be aware of and understand before you get to the record. Now, I'm a proponent of saying every record is not created equally. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff is just for the moment. But other times you definitely want to have a full plan, or as much of a full plan as you can beforehand. But if you're not doing these types of things, you might end up having to hire a manager that's going to stay on your head to do those things. You're going to give them a cut of your money. And there are good managers out there. You know what I'm saying? There's people that I can vouch for. Shout out to Seti P. Shout out to MG. Shout out to Shane at Lib Management. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people out here that are good, but they have so much that they do and so many clients just that from building from the ground up. Some of these folks I'm mentioning have 5 artists or so that they building from the ground up for, that adding you to their roster is probably going to be too much of a responsibility. So you really going to have to get it out the mud. So boom, by the time you pay these people, man, he's saying you already 30% gone. Boom. But then Uncle Sam, taxes, you getting that real money, they going to take about 40%. Boom, off top. So now you could potentially be gone 70% of your income before you even touch it. And you're being taxed on your overall gross income, which is everything that you've earned on paper, not what you've kept. So you really looking bad out here. Then you get to take 30% home. Not to mention, right, in music, out of your 30%, everybody else, a part of the project, gets paid. So the producers take part of your cut. You know what I'm saying? Out of your royalties. You know what I mean? Anybody that you have additional, the songwriters, everybody else gets paid out of your cut as the artist. The label has already done what they're going to do. It's just crazy. You know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons why I think that the pen game portfolio is so important. I know there's people out there that probably think I promote this book for the fact of like, I want you to buy it. And absolutely, of course I do. But more than anything, I'm passionate about helping artists and people that are in the same position as me that may not have the same amount of knowledge. I've done a lot, man. I've been working for myself in this industry forever. You know what I mean? I've never had really no help. I had 1 year that I hired a manager and I fired that MFer. You know what I mean? So all I've done over the course of my whole career is learn from trial and error, study, research is the main thing. A lot of artists, man, I hate to talk to y'all like this because I'm one of y'all and I love y'all, but a lot of y'all be lazy. You know what I'm saying? You have work ethic in the wrong areas. Everybody thinks that being in the studio, being prolific in the studio is like a gift. And it is if you're Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? And it's good to be, you know what I mean, proficient in the studio, especially when it comes to deadlines and just being able to knock out stuff in a quick, succinct fashion. That's great. But that should not be your only claim to fame. That should not be the only quality that's positive for you as an artist. You know what I'm saying? You have to be about your business. People, a lot of times splits don't get handled correctly. Why is that happening? Because y'all are being hesitant to talk about the money. The money should almost be, if not anything, the first thing that gets talked about. Case in point, Pharrell, right? Pharrell says he doesn't talk to artists about money, right? The managers talk about the money. They work the deals out prior to ever hitting the studio so that you ain't got to worry about it. You're not going in there thinking, dang, I'm about to pay Pharrell $50,000 for this beat. Your managers handle it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever information they relay to you is what they relay to you, but y'all get in there and work creatively. That's the benefit of having managers, right? But when you're an artist and you're dealing directly with the producers and the songwriters, you got to get to the nuts and bolts ASAP, because the conversations that y'all skip are going to be the conversations that bite you in the ass later. I'm trying to tell y'all, I've seen it happen too many times. I've had to go back and retroactively put stuff in the system, and y'all don't want to keep doing that for the rest of your life, man. That's just something you don't want to do. It makes absolutely no sense. You know what I mean? Because once you record the song, let's be real. A lot of y'all been sitting on music for 2, 3, 4 years and still haven't registered it with your PROs yet. You still haven't gotten your copyrights handled yet. You know what I mean? I'm not saying this to come down on y'all. I'm saying this to be real, because these are the conversations that need to be had in order to push the independent economy and the ecosystem forward. I'm really big on saying, yo, if it's $10 in circulation, I don't care if it's $100 in circulation for every independent artist, and we just passing it on to the next person. All right, I'm gonna pay you $100 for a feature. That $100 goes to the next person for a feature. That $100 goes to the engineer for a session. That $100 ends up going around. It don't matter, because everybody is paying off a bill in the meantime. Now, as we get more experience, as we get more acclimated to what we're doing, then that number is going to grow from 100 to 150 to 200, 500 to 1,000, and it can stay in circulation. You know what I'm saying? That's economics, group economics at that. You know what I mean? And the more of us that are doing these things, I don't care. Case in point, did this on Lana shit with Is Chief and Dope Notaria, right? Is Chief is my homie, my friend. Still paid him to be on the record. Did not do a free feature. Paid him his fee. Whatever his fee was, it was paid. You know what I'm saying? My guy Barclay, he got on a remix. I know he's been out here working, grinding for a long time. Asked him what his fee is. I paid him his fee. You know what I'm saying? It comes back, man. You can't be cheap just because you know people, you see people around, you like them. Yeah, that's great. Treat these people right. They're going to treat you right in return. And the economy and the ecosystem of independent music only rises. You know what I'm saying? And people are going to respect you more when you ask for your fee, because you already been operating in that space with others. Now, everybody's not going to get it, but doesn't mean that you should be working with everybody either. And the funny part about it, as artists, I think sometimes we become disabled in a way when we go into the music field. We have so many interchangeable skills that come from our education, coming from the jobs that we work, the customer service element of what we do. Like, there's a lot of stuff that we learn, clerical things, data entry, all these types of things that you probably pick up at your job. You know what I mean? The job that you hate so much and want to quit so bad is teaching you things on a daily basis that you can actually transfer into your music career if you take a couple seconds to actually realize it. You know what I mean? A lot of times we be wanting people to just do the work for us and just want to kick our feet up after we leave the studio, or just waiting for people to come discover us. And I'm gonna tell you, if somebody magically just discovers you, pops up at your door with a check, it's probably gonna be the worst situation of your life. And you may not notice it at first, but when you look back 2 years later, 3 years later, you're going to be like, man, that was the devil in the flesh. You feel me? Even if you don't listen to me, rewind this video back and listen to Steve Harvey. A lot of y'all may not like Steve for his opinions or the things that he says, or maybe that book that came out years ago. I don't care. I'm telling y'all 100%. What he said in the beginning of this video is PGP certified. I stand behind it, all right? Make sure y'all go ahead and get the Pen Game Portfolio Volume 2 on realjnolan.com. If you're an artist or a music professional or an aspiring music professional and you want to learn about the business, man, there's so much in that book, man. It's not just about sync licensing. I know a lot of y'all have the misconception that I'm the sync guy, and I do a lot of work in there, but I know so much more. I have a wealth of knowledge in that book, man. I talk about the history of recorded music all the way back from the freaking phonogram. You know what I mean? So get the book, man. Learn as much as you can about this industry and how it works. I got breakdowns of your favorite distribution companies in there. I got breakdowns of companies that actually pay you without taking ownership of your music. You know what I'm saying? If you meet a certain threshold, of course, they're not just giving out money. Man, it's so much in that book. I'm not even trying to be self-gratifying when I say that, man, but I'm going to catch y'all on the next video. Make sure y'all stay tuned, all right? Much love and respect. Peace.